Hey everybody, I am Haley Gray and I'm the group owner in the Women's Entrepreneur Network. I own Fiercely Marketing, which is a small boutique digital marketing agency, and I do some business consulting. I help small businesses with their marketing strategy, and it's all about the strategy. So tonight we're going to be talking about your audience, and my question to you is this: do you feel like crickets are your best audience or your only audience? Do you feel like all you get are crickets when you do posting on social media, when you're engaging with people on social media? Do you feel like people are running away from you? If you're on the live, give me a hashtag live. If you're on the replay, give me a hashtag replay. Let me know that you are out there. I would love to hear from you. And hello, everybody. So let's talk about, kind of some of the progression that happens when we are in the online world. So when we first move our businesses into the online world, even if we have a lot of clients from the offline world, the real world, the online world can be a really kind of scary kind of place. And it can be really tricky to get engagement. And hey, Janai, good to see you. Hey, Patty, good to see you. So when we start posting in the online world, it probably feels a lot like we have crickets. And there's a few things going on there. One is, people take a while to get to know you. The other is this: the replays are almost always being watched, right? Yeah, and the views go up over time, and the numbers of views change over time. So hey, Wendy, and hey, Lay, good to see you. So, when we start talking about, how do we get our audience to engage? Sometimes they're going to take their own sweet time. And let's be honest here. There are things that we can do to increase our engagement on our social media, and things that we do that decrease the amount of engagement that we have on social media, right? And over time, a lot of times people will come back and look at our videos. And it's kind of that onesies, twosies, threesies, foursies that start to happen with, our posts. And as people get to know us, they're more likely to engage with us. So, there's a whole range of factors that happen here when we are dealing with crickets and social media. I'll be honest. The first thing is, do people actually know who you are? Have they had a chance to actually engage with you? The online world is a big, old, scary place. And I've known Lay for probably 4 years now, 4.5 years. And, it takes a while to build that know, like, and trust factor with people in the online space. And it does in real life too, but you'll find that the online world, people take a while to kind of warm up to you. And it doesn't matter if it's me with 70,000 people in my Facebook group and another, 40 or 50 in my other social media accounts. It's just the reality of the fact that you have to keep going over and over and over again. Keep showing up, keep interacting with people, keep being real. It can take time, and it always takes longer than we want it to, and it always takes more interactions than we ever think it ought to in the online world. One of the things that I have learned is that when I meet somebody in person, I can close a sale in 2 or 3 meetings. Within 2 or 3 meetings of them meeting me, because a lot of times it's word of mouth. We've met, they know who I am, boom, 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 done, right? In the online world, it doesn't quite work that way. And it's really frustrating for a lot of people. And it's been pretty frustrating for me too, because I'm like, okay, so why aren't things happening? And a lot of it is nothing to do with me and everything to do with the process of building that know, like, and trust factor. And honestly, it's frustrating. Honestly, it's terrifying. You're trying to make money. And this is another thing. If you guys are in the online world, you've probably noticed that there's fewer and fewer places that you can go and promote your business. You know, what's up with that? Why don't group owners let you promote your business? Well, actually, we kind of do and we kind of don't. We don't allow direct hardcore promotion in the group. We don't allow phishing posts. And, you know, there's a reason for it, because I didn't build this group for people to come in and just drop their posts and leave, because people who drop posts and leave never engage with other people. They don't even stop to see if somebody else is engaging with their posts. They're just in, out, and done, right? And Lay, this is true. This is so true for a lot of people. Brick and mortar, offline, meeting people face to face is typically much, much faster than online. And this is just the reality. So when we start talking about selling to people in the online world, you have to engage with people. You have to be having coffee meetings with them. You have to build trust over time. And it can take a while before people will even get onto a coffee chat with you. It can take a while before people will even have a conversation with you, whereas they might do it much, much faster offline. And I've seen it in my BNI group. A lot of times if somebody comes into my BNI group and visits, I can get a meeting with them in 1 or 2 meetings. If I'm in the online space, it takes much longer. So you have to factor that into your whole process, right? But just be aware, you know, you can't just go into people's groups and drop videos. You can't just go into people's groups and drop stuff. And it's not that they're not supportive of small business. I want you to understand, it is not, absolutely not, that I am in any way not supportive of small business. I really, really want to support your small business. There's a lot of ways I can help you do it. One is encouraging you to be a resource to others. If you can show your knowledge and you can show your perspective, like Lay here does a ton with videography, a ton with drone videography. You know, she does some awesome stuff with videos. Y'all should talk to her. And, you know, if you're out in California, talk to her about having her do drone videography of your property or, you know, event or all kinds of things, right? So it's that getting to know people, it's building that trust, commenting on their posts, being a community resource, sharing information, you know, genuinely, putting content into groups, maybe even that are not your own group, is hugely valuable. I have spent a lot of time dropping content into other people's groups, not just my own. And the cool thing that happens there is people start to get the surround sound effect if you are posting in other groups, because they start to see you everywhere. And you can be really cool and really influential without really trying to sell people all the time, by just participating, by commenting on other people's posts, and by engaging them. You know, it's amazing how powerful just taking a few minutes a day to go comment on other people's posts in other groups is for our business. And that's the kind of stuff that I'm teaching in the social selling mastermind that I'm doing. One of the things that I saw is how hard it is for so many small business owners to get traction in their business online. And it can be really, really hard. And it can be crazy frustrating, and it can be exhausting trying to get clients. And one of the things I have learned is that there are certain ways that you can effectively get clients online and effectively leverage your online presence without ending up in Facebook jail, without getting your account banned, without doing any of that stuff. Because guess what? It is amazing how much stuff we can do with, you know, growing our businesses online by being really smart about it. And I've had to learn a lot of these techniques myself, because I've been growing my own business online for quite some time now. And one of my particular focuses is on trying to stay out of Facebook jail. So Facebook jail, for y'all that don't know, is what happens when you break some of Facebook rules. You're commenting on things too fast, you're cutting and pasting, you are dropping links, you are dropping the same post in multiple locations. There are certain things that are going to land you in Facebook jail. And one of the things that I try to focus on is keeping you out of Facebook jail. The other thing I try to focus on is educating you so that your account doesn't get hacked. I've had a couple of friends lately that have had that happen to their accounts, and there are certain things and precautions that you can certainly take. One is in using two-factor authentication. Another is don't click random links. Even if you get an email from Facebook, don't click the link. Go into your Facebook straight and then look and see if you can figure out what they're talking about if you think you got emailed from Facebook. If somebody emails you a wild and wacky video or something on Facebook, don't click those links, just delete them. Make sure that you're not clicking on wild and wacky links. Don't enable weird quizzes and all kinds of stuff on your Facebook, because that's just kind of asking for trouble. And make sure that you're keeping safe online and you're doing what you need to do business online, because most of us are here on Facebook. We're in the Women's Entrepreneur Network because we have businesses, and losing our accounts because we got hacked, losing our accounts because we got put into Facebook jail or LinkedIn jail or wherever is not a pretty place to be, because it really impedes our ability to do business. And believe it or not, the things that will get you in trouble on LinkedIn are the same ones that'll get you into trouble on Facebook, are the same ones that'll get you into trouble on Instagram, Twitter, any platform. And those are the things that we really want to help you avoid. So it's knowing what to do, and it's also knowing what not to do. Avoid those messenger videos. If anybody messengers you a video and they're like, hey, I saw you in this, delete it really fast. Don't even open it, just delete it, because somebody's account probably got hacked. And what happens is once the account gets hacked, they get in there and they start sending out messages from that account that are designed to hack the next person's account. So it gets really, really ugly super fast. And then, the person is stuck trying to recover their account. So, that's kind of a really hard situation to be in. So one of the things that I am doing right now, and almost always a sign of a hacked account, is I am working on launching a mastermind. I launched it last week. We are still accepting people into the mastermind. It's called the Social Selling Mastermind. And we are going to be talking about, and we have been talking about, all things marketing, especially in the online arena. Yeah, scary stuff, Beth. And if you just leave the video and don't delete it or touch it, you're fine. But, for me, what I prefer to do is just delete it so that I don't accidentally click it. I just delete because I can. But if you just leave it alone and you don't touch it, you're fine. So great questions. And this whole online world is kind of a crazy, scary place, and trying to turn it into, staying safe, not getting hacked, not getting put in jail while trying to make money is kind of a wild and crazy Wild West. I mean, has anybody felt like this is a little bit of a crazy place? I know I certainly feel like Facebook is nuts some days. I've had a couple of my teens, my second and my third kids, my 17-year-old and my 19-year-old, sometimes will come on to Women's Entrepreneur Network and they admin in the group. And I think that it's really instructive for them about how people behave in the online space, both good and bad. It's really, really wild what people will do in the online space sometimes. They're amazed that some of these people are grown-ups and adults. So, it's just an experience seeing what people and how people try to conduct business online. The extra online activity in 2020 has made social media, very interesting to say the least. And I would say all the political stuff has also added a whole other dimension to it. And I'll just leave it at that. But, it has, with all of everybody suddenly moving online very hard, very firmly in March, and everybody finally realizing that, oh crap, I need to move my business online and start doing things online in March. Everything to do with COVID, everything that's been going on online, and that whole need to pivot, that whole need to make money online has become a real thing, right? And exactly right. It has made the online world even more crazy than it was before. Not the least of which, to add into the fun, is the fact that like Facebook and LinkedIn have both been rolling out massive, massive changes in their platforms this year, which I think were probably already planned because the amount of coding that's involved. This has probably been in the works for years. But it's definitely made doing business in the online world a whole new, like, wild and crazy Wild West. A lot of people have suddenly gotten online. And if that's you, that's awesome. I'm really excited to have you here. Now let's help you actually make some money. And I think a lot of people are deciding that they really want to change the course of their life. And that's part of why I'm here, is to really help people change the course of their life. That's why I started the Women's Entrepreneur Network almost 5.5 years ago now, was to help you grow your business, to help provide resources. I did a lot of research when I was at Duke getting my MBA in 2011 to 2013. And one of the things that really shocked me is how many fewer women are getting their MBAs. It was only 10% of my class was women. How many fewer women are in business than men? How much smaller women's businesses are than men's, because my concentration is in entrepreneurship and innovation. How much harder it is for women to get funding for their small businesses. And it's been a passion of mine. I've actually been working with quite a few students at Duke, both in the undergraduate and in the graduate programs, who are getting either an entrepreneurship and innovation or INE certificate, or people who are getting working on their MBAs. And the algorithms and everything else have been changing. And the world has been changing. And in the last 6 or 7 years, business has really changed for women. And the nature of our businesses has really changed. The number of women who are entering into business now is just happening at just an exponential rate. So Beth says, yes, these algorithms and changing makes one have to take pause and pivot. Yes, absolutely. Every single platform is changing right now. That's so true, and the way that we do business is changing fundamentally. So women are in a totally different dynamic right now too. Many women are very much affected in their businesses by COVID, because their kids are out of school. And guess what? If your kids are out of school and they're home and they're doing virtual schooling, then you are responsible for their education. I'm fortunate enough that my kids are all physically in school right now. Well, 3 out of the 4 are. The ones that are in school. And, we got really, really lucky, but not everybody has been that lucky, because our kids are a little bit older. That's really been affecting businesses as well this year. And, my goal here is to make things a lot bit easier for small business owners, because I want to see small business owners really, really thrive. And I want to see small business owners make more money. I want to see small business owners do it in a way that makes sense for them. Y'all have probably gathered by now that I work kind of crazy hours, but some of the working crazy hours is kind of an illusion. I've spent a lot of time taking care of myself the last 2 years. I've lost 175 pounds. I've spent a lot of time in the gym. I spend a lot of time walking. Like tonight, my husband and I went walking after dinner so that I could go get in some exercise for the day. Um, so it's important that you build your life around your own needs, whether it's taking care of your children or taking care of your health, all of the above, getting enough sleep, doing those things. That's part of why I'm here in the Women's Entrepreneur Network. That's part of why I started the Social Selling Mastermind, is to help people make more money, because I wanted to work with small groups of people to help, frankly, go in, troubleshoot, figure out what's going on in your business, where you need the assistance, whether it's with packages, whether it's with offers, whether it's with, wrangling more clients, making little tweaks to your copy, and figuring out, how to get from here to there. And Lay, you're absolutely, the more platforms change, the next level of change is magnified in its algorithms. Yeah, and it's not really an AI, it's not really artificial intelligence, it's a lot of algorithms, right? The algorithms are here to help. Facebook, LinkedIn, all of the platforms want to encourage you to spend more time on their platforms. They're trying to give you more of what you want, or what they think you want. So they're showing you what they think you want to see. So a funny little hack that I have when I see too much stuff that I don't want to see on my feed is I unfollow some people. But if I'm seeing a lot of ads that I don't want to see, one of the things I do is I will go and I'll go look at Coach wallets or Rolex, or I'll go look at a new car, or I'll go look at something that's kind of on my dream list, right? Or clothing, or, what have you. And then I'll have my entire feed rearranged on Facebook. And as soon as it starts going back to something that I'm not really interested in again, I go back and I go searching for more of the stuff that I do want to see. And because of cookies, those things tend to follow me around for a bit. So, be careful what you search for, because if you have a hard time with impulse shopping, it might not go so well, because you're going to see all the stuff you wanted to impulse shop all in front of you. But if it's, kind of like setting up that vision board, it works wonders. And Lay, thank you for this testimonial. I really appreciate it. One of the things that I have really focused on in the last few years is really showing people how to leverage the tools that they have available, at different price points, at different points in their businesses, and make more money, and figure out how to take what you have in your business and make more money out of it. It's important to me that, honestly, if you're not making money in your business, it's just a really expensive hobby. And it's a really time-consuming hobby. So how do we get you from point A to point B in the least amount of time? The other conversation I have with a lot of people is, doing things in a way that's really affordable and that makes sense. So you guys are going to notice, if you go check out the mastermind, you're probably wondering, thinking, well, gosh, she's super famous, she's super popular, she's got this huge following, her masterminds are probably really expensive. Actually, they're not. I deliberately priced it at $150 a month to be able to make it more affordable for more people. One of the things I do is I'm not trying to compete with the bottom of the base, the bottom of the barrel, but I am focusing on helping more people and making things more affordable. Now, just because I'm making it more affordable doesn't mean that it's less valuable. It doesn't mean that you get less information. It doesn't mean that you get less attention. It doesn't mean that you get less experience. That's kind of the cool thing. You get my ethos that comes with it, where I can, take a lot of the technical stuff, boil it down, and make it really, really simple. A lot of people come to me because, honestly, I can take the hardest problems a lot of times and boil them down, make them pretty simple, and make it very digestible and easy for you to follow. I think Lay and Beth have both been around me long enough that they've both seen that tendency to break things down and make them pretty easy to follow so that you can figure out how to do it. I think it's one of the reasons that so many people watch my lives is because they realize that what I do is I take really complex things and it's like, oh, well, here's how you break it down and here's how you move these pieces and parts and make them, something that other people can understand. I used to actually have this fun thing that I dealt with back in the corporate world when I was working in my last corporate job. I was very technical. I still am very technical. And I was a development manager. And I recruited and trained and mentored interns in 3 states. I had 11 interns in 3 states working for me. And one of the pieces of criticism that I got was that I tended to break things down into very common everyday language. I didn't always tend to use all the TLAs and all the jargon. And my second and third line manager thought that I did that because I didn't understand the concepts sometimes. And then they realized that actually what I was doing was I was breaking things down, making them really simple and translating them. And that was part of why I was so successful with all the interns. And I had an 85% conversion rate, which meant 85% of my interns eventually became full-time employees. So it was kind of cool that that ability to break things down was something that I actually got in trouble for once or twice in my former career. But anyway, enough about me. So my goal is always to help you guys in this group. If you check out the mastermind, it's $150 a month. I'm not here to twist your arm. Honestly, I don't do crazy sales pitches, but I will take Lay's compliments and say thank you. I appreciate it. It's about really helping people and helping you get the resources that you need and how you need it and getting some one-on-one with me and small group time with me so that you can figure out where you're going in your business and how to do it and how to get there from here. That's part of what I do. So I'm going to do something that I do a lot of nights, and that is going to be to do a card pull out of my favorite deck. It's the Love Your Inner Goddess, and thank you, Beth. And I can just make suggestions. A lot of times, one of the things that I've learned is that really good business consultants, really good professionals can see what you don't see. And I actually have friends that I go to and other consultants that I go to because they can see aspects in my business that I can't see. And it's really, really cool when you can get that kind of level of support in your business. And you notice that I don't call myself a business coach because that's not really what I do. I'm really much more of a consultant. You want the top card always. Okay, you've got the top one coming, Beth. I have to finish shuffling though. I don't feel like the cards are done shuffling yet. Now I feel like the card is done shuffling. So I hope you have a good intention, my friend. Okay. Patty says top. Ooh, that's an interesting one. Y'all are got some interesting energy tonight. So here you go. It's time to use your words. Speak up for what you want. If someone is saying negative things about you or you are thinking negative thoughts about yourself or anyone else, don't believe them and don't sink to that level by lashing out. Instead, speak the goodness of beautiful truth that you want to affirm right now. Use the positive power of your words, thoughts, and intentions to override and replace the meanness, fear, hate, or jealousy of anyone else. The goodness in you is more powerful than the badness in anyone else or anything else. It's time to use your words. Speak up for what you want. How cool is that? Speak up for what you want. What else can we do for you guys for a card pull? Let's see. Does anybody else want another card pull? And if not, that's totally cool. Let me know. Thank you guys so much for listening tonight. It's always a pleasure to be here. Speak up for what you want. 2 more down. Okay. You want the third one down, right? Okay, so the third one down. it's really interesting. Like when I pull a card for somebody else that hasn't, like, I haven't pulled one for before, or sometimes just different people, they get really different cards. So this one is this one. It's Black Diamond. You have a powerful spiritual journey to take this lifetime. It is not always easy to take this path. However, you are a wisdom bearer. You are one of the precious ones who is not destroyed by dark experiences in life, but is rather able to find wisdom and empowerment through overcoming them. You've done it before, and you will do it again now. As your soul becomes powerful through the pressure she has survived, you'll be able to rise to even greater challenges, but they will feel easier for you than before. You are unstoppable. You have every right to feel bold and joyful about what your life holds for you next. Isn't that interesting, Lay? Wow, you have a powerful spiritual journey to take this lifetime. That is crazy powerful. That's 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. Ooh. Wendy, this one's interesting. So the last one was card number 39, and this one is 38, which I find kind of interesting. And they were like so far apart in the deck. So Wendy, this one is for you. You are being emotionally and psychologically influenced by the people around you more than you may realize. Sometimes this is good. They uplift and inspire you and help you feel loved and loving. However, sometimes you can sense that being truly yourself in a situation could result in unwanted conflict, and you undermine yourself to keep the peace. You'll find that the moment you stop doing this, some difficulties you've been having and moving forward will fall away, almost as if by magic. The relationships worth holding on to can handle a little more truth, even if feathers get ruffled before being smoothed over by love once more. So that was very interesting, wasn't it? Wow. Wow, wow, wow. So speak your truth, girlfriends. Okay, gotta go. Take care. You too, Beth. Have an awesome night. I hope that y'all have a wonderful evening. I hope that y'all take care. I am going to go finish abusing my graphics that I am working on. Yeah, pretty cool, isn't it, Lay? We will talk soon. Love y'all. Yeah, right, Wendy? Wow. That was a tough one. Y'all take care. We'll see you soon. And have an awesome night. Bye.